Welcome back you in geological knowledge. So as we are dealing with the some important and very significant geomorphological features of India, and in the previous video we have talked about the Kutch Peninsula as well as the Great Run of Kutch, in which we have talked about the basic information about Kutch Peninsula, their evolution. And now in that series today we will discuss another very important topic from your exam perspective, that is the Sundarban Delta complex. Okay, and we all are familiar with the Ganga Brahmaputra Delta, and better known as the Sundarban Delta complex, and that is the world's largest delta. So now, before we go into the deep or into the depth of the Sundarban Delta complex, firstly we will understand the basic overview of the Sundarban Delta complex or the Sundarbans. Okay, so if we talk about the location of Sundarban, so the latitudinal as well as the longitudinal location, though the location latitudinal as well as the longitudinal location, that is not important from exam perspective, but it's important for you to understand on the globe or in the latitudinal as well as the longitudinal variations. Means if on the globe how you can, or in the map how you can orient or how you can find the location. Okay, so that's why the longitude and the latitude of an area, that is important features to find the location. So the Sundarbans, they are located 89 degrees to uh, 2 minutes to 89 degrees 55 minutes east, and in the 21 degrees 30 minutes to 22 degrees 30 minutes in the north. Okay, and that is situated on the prograding as well as the vulnerable mega delta that has been formed by the transboundary gangs Brahmaputra and the Meghna, or better known as GBM. Okay, we all know that is when Ganga river that enters in Bangladesh, so there its name changes to Meghna. Okay, so they are formed by the transboundary Ganga, Brahmaputra and the Meghna river. So generally it's known as Ganga Brahmaputra delta, because basically this delta has been formed because of the Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers. Okay, and they shared by southern Bangladesh and southern part of West Bengal. Okay, so in the location on the map you can identify, you can pinpoint that point, that is the southern part of Bangladesh as well as the southern part of West Bengal. So some part of Sundarban or the Ganga Brahmaputra delta, that is in Bangladesh, and some part is in West Bengal of India. So this is the largest single block of tidal halophyletic mangrove forest in the world. We all know that is Ganga Brahmaputra delta, that is the mangrove forest, the house of mangrove forest in the world. Okay, so this is an example, sorry, this is the figure of the mangrove forests in West Bengal. Okay, or in the Sundarban deltas. And if we talk about their extension, so it spans from the Hooghly river in India's state of West Bengal to the Baleswar river in Bangladesh. Okay, so it spans, means its expansion is from Hooghly river in India's state of West Bengal to the Baleswar river in Bangladesh country. Okay, and it comprises closed and open mangrove forest, agriculturally used land and mud flats, and some barren land also where no extensive or no production is going on there. Okay, and it's intersected by multiple tidal streams and some paleo channels as well as some present channels. Okay, and there are, we all know that is Sundarban delta, that is uh, UNESCO World Heritage Site. So, 4 protected areas in the Sundarbans are enlisted as UNESCO's World Heritage Sites, which are named as Sundarbans National Park, Sundarbans West, Sundarbans South, and Sundarban East Wildlife sanctuaries. Okay, so these are four areas which have been enlisted as the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Okay, and this is the Sundarban and pick from the Sundarbans during the daytime when the sunlight is entering. Okay, so now we come to our main discussion, that is the Sundarban Delta complex. Okay, and as you can see, this is another figure, the geotectonical background. Okay, the Sundarban, if we talk about the geotectonical background, so Sundarban Delta Complex, better known as SDC, having a geogenetic link to the tectonic Bengal Basin. Okay, so tectonically it's associated with the Bengal Basin and geographically it extends over the eastern India as well as Bangladesh. Okay, so mainly the southern part of Bangladesh and the northeastern part of West Bengal. Okay, and it's characterized by prolific growth of rich and diversified mangrove vegetation and forms an integral down-drift coastal part of Bengal Delta complex that overlies huge thickness of tertiary marine sediments of the actively subsiding Bengal basin. Okay, so if we talk about their common features, so they are characterized by the prolific growth of rich and diversified mangrove vegetations, as we have discussed earlier, and forms the integral downdrift coastal part of Bengal Delta complex, which has been overlaid by the huge thickness of tertiary marine sediments. So we all know that is the sediments which are deposited in the Bay of Bengal or in the Ganga Brahmaputra delta. So the sediments, they have been originated from the Ganga and the Brahmaputra river and from their distributaries or the tributaries. Okay, and the formation or the river that has been formed, that is in the tertiary time. So that's why the thickness, huge thickness of the tertiary marine sediments of the actively subsiding Bengal basin. Okay, the Bengal basin being one of the world's widest, deepest and the most tectonically active basin. So Bengal basin is one of the world's widest, deepest as well as the most tectonically active basins that extends over parts of eastern India, Bay of Bengal Sea and the Bangladesh, and that has been represented by a classical asymmetric pericratonic basin which originated through different phases of the tertiary Himalaya orogeny. So as we have discussed earlier, that is the most of the sediments, these have been brought by the Ganga and the Brahmaputra rivers. Okay, when after the formation of Himalayan orogeny. Okay, being bordered all around by the tectonic fabric, the basin has a relatively stable shallow 1 to 8 kilometer thick sedimentation self part in the west and northwest facing the India Shield, and tectonically active southern and eastern 4D part that is centered below the present Ganga Brahmaputra river mouths. Okay, these two parts, that is the northwest facing Indian Shield and the tectonically active southern part of Ganga Brahmaputra mouths, these are two separated by a hinge zone that has been marked by highly gravity and the magnetic anomaly. So gravity and magnetic anomalies are so much. These two parts have been marked by these gravity anomalies and as well as the magnetic anomalies, and the Bengal basin that has got filled up through the tertiary marine geosynclinal and the self sedimentation. So Bengal basin that has formed during the tertiary marine geosynclines and the self sedimentation, which is greater than 16 kilometer thick. So thickness is very much, that has been followed by the gradual progradation of the quaternary Ganga Brahmaputra delta and fronts towards the southern sea, producing the Bengal Delta complex, the mangrove vegetated recent to sub-recent part of the part of which is popularly known as the Sundarban Delta Complex. Okay. So the gradual progression of the quaternary Ganga Brahmaputra delta sediments towards the southern sea, which has produced the Bengal Delta Complex, and the mangrove vegetated recent to sub-recent part of the sea, which is known as Sundarban Delta Complex. And ever since the advent of mangrove ecosystem on the earth has taken place in the tropical to subtropical coastal landmass, after the breakdown of the Gondwana, means after the breakdown of the Gondwana, ever since the mangrove ecosystem on the earth in the two regions, that is tropical to subtropical regions, have taken place, the temporal as well as the geographical distribution of mangrove plants are largely controlled by the continental drift and the Pleistocene glaciation. So two processes are there, continental drift and the Pleistocene glaciation, which are related environmental and physiographic changes. Okay. The present Sundarban mangrove has their widespread ancient counterpart buried under the deltaic sediments cover further inland. So this is a map of generalized geological and physiographical map of Bengal Basin, showing the land sea distribution, successive migration of the coastline through ages, and the major landforms, drainage, geological units, as well as the recent to sub-recent extension of mangrove forest in the Sundarban Delta complex. So as we can see in the geological formations, so these are the Nabadvip or the Kalna, okay, and some other Wargrand, okay. So these are some places, and you can see the paleo soil line that has been shown by the yellow color, and the paleo soil line at the some different ages, as you can see paleo soil line shown by the yellow color, that is of 80,000 years before present, and Paleosolar line shown by the green color, that is 6,000 years before present, and the red one that has been showing, that is the present solar line. So as you can see the fluctuation of solar lines in the recent past as well as in today's scenario. Okay, so you can see the Rajmahal Hills, bordered by the Rajmahal Hills, Shillong Plateau, the Tripura Hills, okay, the Chittagong Hills or Chittagong. So this is the map from where you can understand the location as well as there are some features, as well as the paleo solar line drift, that how the solar line has regressed, okay, that is going downward, as you can see. And this is the generalized geomorphic profile across AB, that is Sundarban coastline. Okay, so the arrow shows that is towards the sea. So you can see the upper river bank, the lower river bank, the river, the bar, the levees formed, and the floodplain or the mangrove to back swamps or the salt salt marsh, mud flats, the beach sand dunes, or the supratidal backshore and intertidal foreshore. Okay, so this is a generalized geomorphic feature profile across AB, and this is another map that is showing the Holocene extension of the mangrove forest, and the yellow color that shows the Sundarban mangrove delta complex, the modern extension. Okay, so the red one showing the Holocene extension and the yellow one showing the modern extension. So as you can see, and this black color showing the submerged delta front. Okay, and eventually that goes into the Bay of Bengal, deposited into the Bay of Bengal. So this was the satellite image showing the Holocene versus modern extension of Sundarban. Mangrove in relation to the submerged delta front and Bay of Bengal. So as you can see in the diagram. And now we come to our physiography and geomorphology of Sundarban Delta complex. Okay, so these are the intertidal Bakli beach, that a dwelling ground of thick population of red crabs. Okay, so Sundarban Delta, that is populated thickly population of red crabs. Okay, so now, and there is another figure, the mud bank exposed along the eroding beach sector between Bakli and Fraserganj. Okay, the Sundarban Delta complex and its surroundings have a dynamic physiographic and geomorphological evolutionary history. So that's our point of discussion now, that is the physiographic as well as the dynamic geomorphological evolutionary history. So the region being a part of Bengal basin, as we have already discussed, presents the coolest multi-generation deltas that have prograded into the in phases during the positive interglacial Asturian sorry the positive interglacial eustatic sea level changes. Okay, so the Bengal basin, that is represented by a coolest multi-generation deltas which have prograded in the phases during the positive inter. So the phases during the positive interglacial eustatic sea level changes occur during the Plio to Pleistocene time period, and towards the Bay of Bengal, leaving behind some distinctive multi-level delta surfaces, the terraces, the paleochannels, the paleoshores, as well as the migrating the successive coastline towards the southern sea. As we have seen in the previous diagram, the satellite images, where we have seen the paleochannels or the paleoshore line tracked, that how the paleoshore line that has moved. Okay, the Sundarbans represents the mangrove vegetated recent to Holocene downdrift coastal part of the Bengal Delta complex. So this we have already discussed, that Sundarban, they represents the mangrove vegetation which of origin of recent to Holocene time period and downdrift coastal part of the Bengal Delta complex, or the BDC. So Ganga and Brahmaputra river systems, they mainly drain the area that includes the estuaries, few hundreds of delta lobes, and the islands of latest generations, with the network of rivulets and the tidal creeks or the inlets. Okay, so Ganga and Brahmaputra river, these are the two main rivers which form the important material or the important deposits. Okay, the material which has been flown to from the Himalayan regions, they are eventually they are got deposited in the Bay of Bengal. Okay, via Sundarban Delta complex. And towards the north, the deltas, they coalesce together to form relatively flat terrain with narrow, scanty and meandering tidal channels. Okay, so there are differences in the northwest and the north part of delta. So extensive thick blankets of floodplains deposits, lower ridges, natural levees, abundant channels, courses, and the small pockets of swampy and marshy areas and channel bars are characterized a part that constitutes the lower estuarine zone. Okay, so the lower estuarine zone, that is characterized by the floodplain deposits, low ridges of natural levees, abundant channels, source courses, small pockets of swampy and marshy areas. And here islands the islands are elongated mostly in north south direction. So islands occurring in the Bay of Bengal or in the Sundarban Delta, they are elongated mostly in north south direction. So the conspicuous coastal landforms, they includes generally the basal, the back tunnel mudflats, back swamps, salt marshes, okay, and the tidal creek with mangrove vegetation, and the coast parallel to older stabilizes dune ridges and the younger mobile dunes and sand seats, low gradients, supratidal and intertidal beaches with mud bank, the berms, the runnels structures, the tidal flats, etc., and the offshore bars from the land to sea. So these are some coastal landforms which are formed in the Bay of Bengal or in the Sundarban Delta complex. And the biomats, they are developed locally in patches in the moist and the depressed areas. So biomats, they are developed locally in patches in the moist as well as the depressed areas. And due to the rising sea level, the present coastline is retreating as at a alarming rate. Okay, so in the previous diagram where we were talking about the shoreline migration, so we have seen the how the coastline has varied. Okay, as you can see in the diagram, now I will show you the diagram. So in that diagram you can see that is 80,000 years before present where the coastline was there, and now in the present time where the coastline is there. So you can see how the coastline has receded. Okay, so the coastline is retreating, or the coastline is retreating at a alarming rate. Okay, so this was our discussion about the Sundarban Delta complex, and it's quite important for exam perspective because the question can be asked from the Sundarban Delta complex, means their origin or their evolution and which time period it was evolved. Okay, thank you.